Welcome everybody to Weighted to Win. Betway's Weighted to Win. It is on the Wednesday meet where we race at Hollywood Bets Durbanville. It's the first of 8 races on the card, and we'll start up in race 1, which is a maiden plate over 1,000 metres. This morning I can tell you that number 6 Marquetta is favourite at 5 to 2. Number 5 Call of the Karoo 3 to 1. 4 Penny's Choice 11 to 2. 12 What a Star 11 to 2, and the 7 Pantodrum is trading at 6 to 1. It's 12s and better the balance. 12 to 1 about this horse Bluffton, first timer. There's a comment from the Andre Nell stable. Seems to think that this horse will run well. So just keep that in the back of your mind when you're busy taking your bets. Daryl Marie's on the line with me. Morning, Daryl. All good. I take it from the last race at the Val yesterday that that horse that won for the Labaskachny stable that you told us all to take a 10 to 1, that it's a much better morning this morning than usual.
Well, Clyde, you know what they say? They say even a blind pigeon comes across crumbles, bread crumbles along the way. So, yeah, it ended off well. Thank you. Opening leg of the bar pot. Opted to go 3 runners here, Clyde. I've gone with numbers 4, 5, and 6. Now, you can see on paper, Marquetta and Penny's Choice have bumped before, but it was Penny Choice's debut when she was beaten 5.5 lengths by Inside Voice. And since then, she's actually improved with the blinkers. So she forms part of my play. Take note, she's now ridden by Grant van Niekerk. Number 5, Call of the Karoo. I thought that was a decent effort last time out, Clyde. Um, Now, if you have a look in that race, she had a filly called Sweet Serenity, quite some distance behind her. And if you go back to Penny's Choice, you'll see there was only 3/4 of a length between Penny's Choice and Sweet Serenity. So if you're using Sweet Serenity as a line horse, you're probably going to be leaning towards Call of the Crew over Penny's Choice. And then obviously Marquetta's the form filly. You can see she ran a lovely second beyond Viva La Vida. She came out and beat a highly rated filly next time out. And you will recall that race very clearly, Clyde. She held on to beat Wishlist and Muzi Yeni in the irons. And also in that race was Beach Verse, who's won indirectly since then. So yes, I do believe we'll get through the opening leg.
On to race number 2. Welcome everybody to Hollywood Bets Dermaville, race 2. Jockeys not riding this afternoon. Ozzy Noach and Chad Little are medically indisposed, and Andrew Fortune and Aldo De Mea have a family responsibility. That's the latest in terms of jockey changes, or those that are not riding. So make a note of those changes, please. 2 Elusive Winter is favourite to win the second race. It's trading at 7 to 10. 3 Roman Agent 7 to 2. 1 Flying Finley 11 to 2. The 6 one-liners 13 to 2. And there's one other in here, number 4 Mauritius Kestrel, who's at 10 to 1. Scratch the 5. Hard to beat the favourite, Daryl.
It appears so, Clyde. I thought his latest effort is definitely his best effort to date because if you recall that race, the third placed runner was a filly that was best weighted called Nordic Quest. So there's a possibility, many will argue, that he actually ran above his current rating. It could only get capped at £6. So he comes into this race fairly well treated. The apprentice takes off 1.5 kgs off the back, and he's got all the pace in the world. He usually has his opposition on the back foot from the jump, and that type of running, style of running, suits the Durbanville circuit. Although he's yet to win here, I think his last effort behind Nordic Chief was a commendable one, and he should certainly run in the top 2. I'm not running out to have a bet on him at his current odds. I do believe he's a confident PA banker. Um, Take note that Flying Finley is now ridden by Grant van Niekerk. And number 3, Clyde, Roman Agent, is refitted with a set of blinkers. Now, numbers 1 and 3 aren't too far behind Elusive Winter, and they will be the natural trifecta and exacta propositions of year. But like I said, a confident PA banker in Elusive Winter.
Race number 3 is a class 4. This is a handicap over 1,000 metres for the girls. Make a note that in the third race, in terms of change of riders, we've got Love Shack number 2 now being ridden by Gareth Wright. Number 3, Heritage Ridge, is Craig Zaki. 5, American Ultra, Louis Makotwa. Those are the 3 jockey changes that have been pointed out to us. Note that in the betting, they've got it like this. Number 7, Inside Voice, 14 to 10. Number 4, Amen Corner, is 5 to 2. And number 1, All is Green, is trading at 6 to 1. 7 to 1, 2, Love Shack, and the 5, American Ultra, 7 to 1. 14s and better about the balance. Now, there is a comment, Daryl, that's come through from the Vaughan Marshall stable with regards to this. I just got to quickly find it and pull it up. I do know that they like it a lot. So they basically say, in terms of inside voice, she's well in herself at home. She's showing good work. She jumps from a wide draw, but with Richard Ferree aboard, the stable feels she'll take some beating. So there's a lot of confidence there.
That's positive to know, Clyde, because she has been off the track for 3.5 months. And the same can be said with her market rival in number 4, Amen Corner, who's been off the track for 4.5 months. Now, both of them have track experience. They both debuted, Clyde, at Durbanville. And you'll see that Amen Corner got the beating of Inside Voice on that occasion. Since then, Inside Voice has progressed in each of her starts to date, and she was put away after her last victory, which was a smooth one at that. So, if they're confident in that she'll put in a ball train in her return effort, I can see her winning. Now, aiming corner, she's back at Durbanville. The apprentice takes 1.5 kgs off her back. Last time out, it wasn't the worst of efforts in the yielding at Kenilworth. Yeah, and she's another one that could have certainly benefited from a short break off the track. So that could possibly have allowed her to strengthen up and matured a bit. And I can see her featuring. There's absolutely nothing separating the two of them on paper. The one I've included as a lively winner here, or a lively runner and likely winner, is number 1, All is Green. Now you'll see she's visited the winner's enclosure twice in her career thus far to date, and both have been over 1,000 meters. Have a look at she's bumped in the past. She's run to Talk to the Master, Lion Rampart, Soho So What, My Sensation. And Clyde, if you have a look at the winners to runners column in computer form, it says 0 from 0. But take note, since the weekend racing, that has been boosted in a very, very healthy way. She's My World came out and won from there. Girl Like Us came out and won, beating Wonder Dune. So there have been, I think, 5 runners with 2 winners and a few placings. She comes back in trip to 1,000 meters and the blinkers go on. So I really like the look of number 1 of here, All is Green, as the improver in the race. Opening leg of the pick six, you can see my numbers are 1, 4, and 7.
On to race number 4. The market's got the 2 Absolutely Yes as the favourite at 14 to 10. 4 Captain West is 22 to 10. Number 5 Jet Force is 9 to 2. Number 6 Air Raid this morning 9 to 2. And 9 to 1 about number 1 Gimme Lightning. All runners quoted. The 4th race on the card, the start of the jackpot. Can give an idea in terms of what the changes are. Take out number 3 Roland Garros not running here. Jockey change for number 6 Air Raid is now the ride of Richard Ferree. Does it come down to the top 2 here, Daryl? Absolutely yes. And Captain West, or are you going deeper?
No, Clyde, I've chosen to bank over here. I'm bankering number 4, Captain West. I'm agreeing with handicapper, Clyde. If you go to the best weighted column, you'll see he's £2 best in ahead of Air Raid, who he holds convincingly on their last encounter. And the newly turned 3-year-old, the winner of the Langerman, grade 3 Langerman, number 2, Absolutely Yes, is only fourth best weighted, yeah, Clyde. In saying that, I mean, he's done absolutely nothing wrong to date. He showed a lot of guts in the finish last time out when he fended off the runner-up who was tight against that inside running role in Pay the Palace. And we've seen that Happy Verse has subsequently won from there. But I'm of the opinion that he's got bigger fish to fry, and this is probably a prep run for what lays ahead. So I don't believe he's going to be anywhere near his best. And he also got it easy up front last time out with Muzi Yeni. Everything went his way. I can certainly see him winning, but I've got a preference for the 4-year-old Captain West, who I believe is a lovely sort. And you can see he's now found his straps, and his last victory was very, very impressive. I thought he won that with a bit in hand, and I believe with racing fitness on his side, that will prove him in good stead. Clyde, in that race, a horse that finished 7th on that occasion was a horse called Fua Luapiki, and he's come out and won. And also in that race was a horse called Gold Dust, who came out and ran second to Fua Luapiki. So the form line has stood up. So I'm going with racing fitness over here. I'm opting to bank a number 4, Captain West, and I think he is going to be the right one. Number 5 is a very interesting horse. He's done very little to date. Absolutely nothing wrong to date. He's only been to the track 3 occasions, and he's won twice, and he was unlucky in his penultimate start. He was due to run a few weeks back, so I don't think he'll be lacking fitness because that race was scrapped. It didn't stand up. But I'm a little bit concerned about him on the Durbanville circuit. Let's see how he goes. But I do believe Captain West will get first run on him and hopefully fend him off. So in order, I'm actually going 4 from 5. Thereafter, I'm going with the favourite. So 4, 5, 2 for me. But like I said, banker number 4 in all my perms.
Okay, we're taking our chances here. That jackpot will cost 270 Rand. Now we go into race number 5. This is a C stakes over 1,800 meters. In this race, take out the 3 and take out the 8. They're not going to be running race 5. Jockey change number 1, King's Quest, is now being ridden by Craig Zaki, who I'm told, by the way, has got to get an early flight out later on this afternoon. He's not going to be riding the last race, anyway. They're going to be looking for a replacement rider on the 9, Follow Your Heart. That's what I've been told. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. Okay, so with regards to this particular event, Daryl, give us some sort of idea as to what we need to do. The favourite in the race is the latest in the market, number 6, Better Man at 7 to 10. 1 King's Quest is 2 to 1, 7 Double Dash 7 to 1, and 12s and better about the balance.
Well, Clyde, the same applies to Better Man as absolutely yes in the previous race. By now we'll know the result of that outcome, but here's a horse who's obviously got bigger fish to fry. He's prepping for something decent in time to come, and if he gets it right, it's because of his class. He is 1 from 1 as a gelding. Last time out, Gavin just controlled the pace up front. He was doing pace work, and he quickened away from them in the straight. I don't know if he's going to get it that easy up front because you do have 2 horses in Noble Hero and Double Dash who could spoil the party when it comes to pace. However, he is highly regarded and he's getting a ton of weight from his market rival. I think it's as much as 5.5 kgs. And if they think he's decent, you can certainly see him winning again. The horse that he beat last time out, Yamazaki, won very convincingly over the weekend. So that form line has been franked. I make him a strong contender here. However, I do have a lot of respect for King's Quest. Now, this horse on his day, he's been nothing but impressive, Clyde. And he should really get the run over the race behind the favourite in Better Man, who I'm expecting to push forward. Last time out, yes, he was well beaten, but he had a few excuses in running. And from Storgate number 1, that shouldn't be the case. So if the pace is genuine, he's got a lovely, lovely turn of foot, and he will pose a threat to the favourite. I've included the scratching on purpose, so that if Better Man does win, we do double up. So yes, I've got a preference for 6 over 1, but I'm not excluding number 1 King's Quest in any of my perms.
Okay, thanks for that. And it is a second jackpot opportunity, everybody. Let's get on. On to race number 6. This is a D stakes over 1,000 meters, so it's a condition types race. And you have a look at the better weighted column that'll give you some sort of idea as to, or some sort of guidance as to what you need to consider. But the 7 Demora is the favourite here at 16 to 10. 5 Easy Living 7 to 2. 9 Hear My Voice 9 to 2. 3 Country Time 8 to 1. They bet 10 to 1 and better about the balance. Note that in the running of race number 6, I can tell you the 5 Easy Living, now ridden by Devon Ashby. Number 7 Demoria, JP van der Merwe's ride. So make a note of the change of rider. And the 8 horse Rossa Osiria is now being ridden by Craig Zaki. It becomes a bit more difficult here on out, Daryl.
Clyde, I'm not going to be of much assistance for the next 2 races. All I can say to the viewers is this horse Dumburia is priced up at 16 to 10. If you fancy her chances, wait till race time. I'm of the opinion you'll get double those odds, closer to 3 to 1. Listen, she could be way better than her last encounter, but strictly on that, Clyde, she's held. And she's held convincingly by Hear My Voice and Easy Living. Hear My Voice has got a very tricky draw to contend with, but Easy Living should have no excuses in confirming that form. You can see my perms are opted to go the entire field, and I'm hoping the handicappers are correct. And the best weighted filly comes up trumps of here because that's number 4, larking about, and she's languishing at the bottom of the betting boards at around 40 to 1. So that will be a great result for my perms. Clyde, I've opted to tip a place bet here on number 2, Gravity. Now, I've I've been waiting, excuse me, Clyde, for him to get back on a firmer surface. I know he's not the best weighted over here, but I think he's better than his recent runs. Excuse me, Clyde. And if you have a look at his latest victory, it was on a track where the going was good. And the pen out at Durbanville today is currently 20. So it's going to be a fast run 1,000 meters. And I think he's the value in the race. However, he is limited. So I'm just suggesting a place bet on number 2, Gravity.
On to race number 7, a class 5, and this race is run over 1250 meters. Race should run at around 27 minutes past 4 is the advertised time. And as a class 5, it's a handicap, so anything can win. It's just one of those races. Let's take a look at the latest Betway market this morning. Number 8, Lowveld Lily is 11 to 10. 2, I'm the Buzz, 11 to 2. 7, Bonnet Boucher is at 15 to 2. Number 4, Trey Schick 10 to 1. 1 True Horizon 10 to 1. And they bet 12 to 1 and better about the balance. Just an update in terms of the 7th race, the 5, Cold Breeze, is now Cornet off his ride. That's the latest in terms of change of riders. Tell us about the favourite Lowveld Lily. Should she be at that price?
I don't believe so. Once again, if you fancy her, wait till race time. I believe she's going to blow in the market. Clyde, he has a filly that's only had 3 starts to date, and her latest encounter was in a feature race. It was in the listed Iridescence. And in that race, you'll recall a filly called She's My World running third. However, she was just on 3 lengths ahead of Lowveld Lily. So she was soundly beaten by She's My World. A filly that ran just behind her, a neck behind Lowveld Lily, is Take It As Read. And she's had 2 starts to date, and she's finished unplaced in both of those races. So let's see how this filly goes. There's absolutely no doubt, Clyde, that in this lineup, she's the filly with the most scope for improvement, and she could certainly be better than her current rating. However, she's a little bit too skinny in the market for my liking. I'll give her a strong winning chance, but because of the market, I'm playing to beat her, and I believe there's value in others. Now, number 2, I'm the Buzz. Lovely victory last time out. It was due because she's consistently thereabouts, and it doesn't look like she's really going to be beaten for speed now that she comes back to 1200. She's got a neat draw, so that will assist her chances. Have a look at number 4 here, Trey Schick. Now, if you recall her late, sorry, Clyde. If you recall her last start a week ago, she found herself in a horrible position turning for home. She just got shuffled back throughout the running of that race. And if this apprentice can keep her interested in the early parts, I think she's got a strong chance here. I think she's going to run a better than her odds suggest. Then, Clyde, you've also got number 7, Bon Bouge. Now, she had been off the track for quite some time before returning to the track last time out, and the word was that she would be in need of that start. She pinged the gates, she went well clear of the opposition, and she just kept on finding. She gave Gromper his first winner back after a lengthy spell. Now, here's a mare that's run against some proper racehorses in the past, Clyde. She's run against Rockapina and several others that are high quality individuals. So she is going to strip fitter. She's going to be on a bicycle once again, and she's going to be the filly or the mare that they have to go and fetch. So if she's come on with that run under the belt, she could fend them off once again. Lowfelt Lily is the improver and the one with the most scope for improvement in time to come too. However, I think number 4, Trey Schick, is her biggest rival, and then respect for several others.
Eighth and final here. The word from the Vaughan Marshall stable about Black Eagle is that he has shown significant improvement at home since his last start, when he won his maiden impressively. He runs at Hollywood Bets Durbanville for the first time, but with Richard Fourie aboard, he is fancied to fight out the finish. So there is good talk about this Black Eagle horse in the final race. The market's got him at even money. 9 Follow Your Heart, 4-1. 6 Late December, 11-2. 2 Green Planet, 7-1. 3 Sooty, 7-1. 12s and better about the others. At this stage, we're not sure who's going to ride the 9 Follow Your Heart. I'm told that Craig Zaki had to fly out early. In terms of other changes with reference to this race, number 7, Street Outlaw, will be ridden by Brevin Plikes. Make a note of that. And in this 8th and final, scratch the 1 and scratch the 10. What do you make of it, Daryl?
Clyde, I'm a little bit disappointed that Craig Zaki is not going to be able to ride Follow Your Heart, because I think he's a lovely sort in the making. He came to the track with a bit of a reputation, and he let the side down in his first 2 starts. Then Candace put him away, gelded him, and his turn of foot last time out impressed me. I think he's a lovely sort in the making. However, I'm not too sure he's going to be riding him now, and he does have a tricky draw to contend with. But I'll certainly be keeping an eye out on his performance today. I think he's going to go close to winning. The current favourite, Black Eagle, yes, he bolted up last time out, Clyde, but we all expected him to do just that and to win impressively because of the strength of the field he was meeting on that occasion. So it's very encouraging to hear from Mr. Marshall that he's progressed since then, because I'm of the opinion that he would need to have progressed to go back to back. He's super fit. He's got the draw, he's got the jockey, he's got the early pace. So what's not to like about him? He should fight out the finish. And then one I found as a roughie, Clyde, for my swingers and exactors is number 7, Street Outlaw. Have a look at his course and distance form. He loves it, yeah. And Brevin Plikes takes off 1.5 kilos. If he's in contention going through the 400, I think he could spring a bit of surprise. I don't think he has got enough scope to win it, but I think at his current odds, he's not gonna finish towards the back of the field as they suggest he will, Clyde. So I think Peter Line three's last 2 starts, he found interference on both of those occasions, and on his best form, he could certainly boost the dividends over here. So swinger box to end off proceedings, numbers 4, 7, 9.